Okay, good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the fireside chat of the MBA department of Swami Vivekananda Group of Institutes. So today our guest of honor is Ms. Devlina Roy, who is the Senior Manager Corporate HR, Star Cement Limited. Welcome Devlina to our show.
Yeah, thank you, Amitabha, for inviting me here. And I'm really glad on a Sunday morning for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge. And this is purely a personal representation here. I'm not representing any company as such. I am a professional. I'm a HR professional for more than 12 years. I'm in the industry now after completion of my MBA in 2008. For last 12 years I'm in the industry, so I'm here to share my own experience with the
Right.
students and the community which can benefit from my experience. So thank you again, once again, Amitabha, for having me here on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Over
Most
to you.
welcome. It is our pleasure. Actually, it is our pleasure. So I have actually jotted down few questions for you, which may be beneficial for the larger community along with the students. So, being a HR professional, what are the challenges you are facing during this COVID-19 pandemic and related lockdown?
Okay, so your question is, being an HR professional, what are the
Right.
challenges that we are facing? Okay,
Right.
so number one point, if I would like to mention here, is suddenly I am in a manufacturing company, and the manufacturing setup want us to be on site, right?
Mhm.
The production cannot happen from home. To the production happens on the site. So a manufacturing setup, I'm in a corporate HR setup. Okay, in corporate HR, some of the function, or in corporate kind of a scenario, some of the functions like HR, finance can be done from home if we have the required IT support, the laptop and the internet connection, and etc. etc. The finance and IT, that can be done from home, but the core manufacturing cannot be done from home.
Right.
So of course, the challenges that we are facing, normally in manufacturing companies we don't have a work from home policy. So
Right.
suddenly there's a shift. So of course, in terms of the work from home policy, how to handle this, suddenly there's a shift to digitization. This COVID-19 is kind of a change agent for us. We were in the process of digitization, but it has accelerated the movement. Suddenly we are more into digitization. Everyone is now uh, either on Zoom call or on some other platforms, because every day the work is happening. This is not rest at home, this is work from home. So the
Right.
work is happening. So to, so so there's a shift. So being in HR, we need to understand how this change, how the change is being accepted or perceived by the other employees. How equipped are they to handle this sudden shift? Because this COVID is here to stay. We need to live with it. The mask is a part of our life. Social distancing is a part of our life now. So let's accept it. And with all this acceptance, the industry is now working with 50% manpower, maybe in green zone, in red zone, 25% manpower in Bengal, and all. So there are a lot of challenges faced by HR. How to maintain the productivity in the
Right.
organization with so many challenges? How do we maintain the productivity? Of course, and then of course there's a business continuity plan. There's a people continuity plan. In manufacturing setup like us, a lot of workmen are there, contract laborers, migrant laborers are there. So
Mhm.
of course, uh, there are managerial category, there is staff category, there is workmen category. The workmen are, some of them are migrant workmen. So of course, in that scenario, a lot of difficulties are there. So when the factory started operating, because we have setups in Meghalaya, Assam, and by God's grace, those are green zones. So factories started operating in the April itself, after 20th, and then we had to prepare all the SOPs. That was the need of the hour. Suddenly, how to with live with. Let's accept the fact that this is a new normal or new reality, as people are saying famously. So we had to prepare that SOP on employee safety, on employee well-being. How are we going to ensure the safety and security of the employee, those who are
Right.
coming and working on a daily basis? So we had to prepare that SOP. How are we going to maintain the social distance even on the shop
Right.
floor level? So that SOP is required, and not only at shop floor level, we are producing and then we are selling it in the market. So when our salespeople are roaming in the market, how are we ensuring their safety in the market? And how are we ensuring the safety of the back office people? So all the SOPs were required, and that was a legal requirement. Like government wanted that all the companies had to prepare the SOPs and submit it to get the permission to resume work again. So those are new things, some unprecedented time, some unknown challenges that the HR department had to face. A lot of employee communication took place because this generation has never seen this type of pandemic before, right? We have seen 2008 uh, economic slowdown, we have seen Brexit, we have seen so many other type of economic recession and slowdown, but this type
Right.
of global pandemic none of us have seen before. So this is a total new situation, new challenge for us.
Right.
So the employees are also, worried. They're also at times panic stricken that what is going to happen to us. The companies, in the month of April, uh, most of the companies couldn't earn a single revenue because everything was under total lockdown. All the production houses were shut, all the sales offices were shut, everything was almost under a total lockdown in the month of April. Was zero revenue for many companies across
True.
the world. So
True.
the employees were so feeling so, maybe they were also clueless. So from HR side, from management side, there was a need of constant communication, and
Right.
communicate that this is the new situation. A lot of communication from the top leaders of the organization, from the HR side, that okay, this is the situation, this is the government mandate, this is how HR is operating, this is how you should maintain your personal health and hygiene, this is how you should keep yourself safe and secure. And from HR we need to interact with employees. There are so many employees who are working in remote locations. They are there alone, maybe not with their families, and for the lockdown they are there, still there. So we need to ensure that all the employees and their families are in safe condition, and they are not facing any difficulties during lockdown. So a lot of people friendly approaches, a lot of people friendly policies or guidelines that we quickly formulated, and we started following it in the organization. And leaders also became suddenly more empathetic, or they started dealing with more compassion with the employees, because this
True.
is a new situation for all of us. And the new situation demand new skill sets and a new approach to solve the problem. So there's a big shift in the entire organization, in the entire uh, 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 leadership style and the way we communicate. So everything is changed now. Everything is changed now. The old strategies, we have come out of the old strategies and new strategies are being formulated. How to be more productive, or how to sustain ourselves in this challenging scenario, and how to move forward. And as Winston Churchill once famously said that, never let a good crisis go west. So of course we are also trying to find the opportunity how we can use this crisis to come out of this crisis in a bigger way and in a better way. We become more and more big and better in
Right.
future when we are coming out of this crisis. Thank you, Amitabh. Over to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for a nice clarification. Actually, you have rightly said that we need to find out the opportunities within the crisis, so that will help us out to overcome the crisis situation. And one of the major policies that needs to be taken care of, that is the employee health and hygiene, that most of the companies along with your companies are maintaining. And another important thing you have said, that is the communication. That is very important because all the stakeholders, especially the employees, are in very much confused situation. That is what is going to happen. So if there is a compassionate or empathetic communication from both ways, so definitely that is going to help them out to ease the situation. So thank you so much for the clarifications actually. So I'm just coming to my next question. Actually, you are talking about working from home. So as we are actually from the management college, we used to teach our students that working from home policy is basically a strategic tool in the hand of the IT companies. The IT companies give their employees and working from home facility, but this COVID-19 and the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown shows that the most of the industry can actually go for this working from home. Actually, they are doing working from home. But what do you think? Is it going to be the new normal for many industries? That is, a working from home can be the new normal in many industries.
See, it has already become so. So there is no other option right now. You cannot have 100% employees again back on your office floor. So till the time some vaccine is invented or discovered, or till the time we get some idea how to come out of this crisis, till that time, this working from home for most of the employees are going to stay. Because you need to maintain social distancing at office or at work. Work from home is going to stay. So just a minute. So of course, um, this work from home, the companies in IT companies, they have been pioneer in this work from
Mhm.
home policy. But the manufacturing companies like us, for whom work from home was like, what is that? What is work from home? Do we really work from home, or this is just normal concept, and we actually don't work, we actually rest at home? So that concept has to be changed now. It is already changed, and the entire financial year closing has already is already done, and that is done from home. Most of the companies have already completed their annual closing, and most of the staff have already worked from home, because you can't afford to have 100% manpower on your office floors. So that is how companies should quickly formulate the strategies and policies, and enable the employees with the necessary tech support, so that
Mhm.
uh, they can uh, easily and efficiently and effectively do the work from home till the time it is required to do so. But of course, maybe there will be a combination, because some
Mhm.
of in a week, maybe few days we need to go to office, and few days we'll be working from home. So
Right.
working from home and working at office, there's going to be a combination of it. So we
Right.
need to be prepared for that mentally. Yeah.
Right. Actually, that is probably becoming the reality. Actually, that is a combination. That is probably 3 days working from home and 2 days working from office. That can be the new normal. Actually, maybe the working from home facilities or can be productive also for the companies. Maybe little bit economical also, because of the overhead expenditure in the offices. Maybe so that the company has to decide that which is beneficial for them according to their business processes. Actually. We are just coming to the next question. Actually, there is a trend now, not trend, actually, there is a compulsion regarding this talent acquisition. Most of the talent acquisition or the interviews or the selection process are being conducted online. That is all the test. Selection, it's a interview or it's a written test, everything is online, and the whole selection process is completed online. So do you think that this kind of totally online selection process can be error free, or there are chances of error, like I may end up in selecting a wrong candidate or rejecting a right candidate? as we are not meeting the candidate face to face. So what's your take on that?
Just a minute, I'll tell you. Yeah, Amitabha. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this online assessment
Mhm.
is there. There are
Right.
a lot of companies in the before the COVID-19 scenario. From that time only, a lot of companies are already into this online assessment, and
Right.
there are some established ways and means and tools to evaluate the competencies or evaluate the knowledge skills of the job seekers.
Right.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah. So that is already there. This online assessment. So now what we will see is that a rise in this rise in this sector, or in this online assessment tools. The more companies will be using it, and more frequently it will be used, because there will be a restriction in terms of travel as well, and it is going to stay. So we will again have no other options but to go online. So there will be a
Right.
rise in uses of this online tools and online uh, assessment ways. And so if you are asking that, is it effective? Is online assessment effective? Can we correctly or can we accurately find the required knowledge, skill, and attitude that we are
Right.
looking for in the candidates if we are going for an online assessment? So if this is the question, then I'll say yes, we can. And normally what we do, what are we looking for in a candidate? Why are we assessing them? And especially you are asking me this question front of a campus placement,
True.
because
True. True.
you're
Right.
representing a
Right.
college campus. So you're,
Right.
so in that way I'll tell you what are the recruiters for in a college student who is kind of considered to be a fresher. Maybe some of them have few years of experience, 2 3 4 years, but most of them are freshers. So when we are going to a college, we are looking at them as a almost as a fresher, right? So when we are
True.
doing the online assessment, the competencies or the traits or the behaviors that we are looking for in the candidate, that remains the same. So maybe we are looking for a openness or flexibility, or uh, how can he work as in a team, so his team working ability, or we are testing his knowledge, maybe his cognitive, some cognitive assessment, or some technical knowledge, that assessment. So of course we are asking some questions or giving them some questionnaire on multiple choice basis or something. They are filling up the questionnaire. There is a timed sheet that is given to them. They are filling up the questionnaire. We are getting the result. So we are
Right.
testing their technical knowledge. On the
Right.
interview side also, like we are talking to each other today,
Mhm.
so this is as good as talking face to face.
Right.
We can clearly see each other, so we can gauge the body language, if the candidate is saying the correct thing, if he is lying or not. So those things we can easily understand by looking at the body language, the gesture, posture, the eye movement of the candidate. And we can easily make out by asking smart questions, or by using START technique, maybe the situation, task, action, results, different techniques that we use at the time of interview. We can easily
Right.
make out if the candidate uh, is actually telling the truth or not. So normally what we ask, maybe what we see in a candidate today, maybe a candidate, when we are hiring the candidate, we will expect him to go to different locations, maybe just as a part of onboarding process. He will go to different plant, non-plant locations, go in the market and learn. So that candidate should be open the mobile mobility should be high for a candidate
Right.
like this. This is the ideal time they should be mobile. Mobility should be high, because once the candidate gets married, have children, then that time maybe he will have problem in terms of mobility. But this is the time when they're coming out as a fresher from the college. It's the ideal time
Right.
they should be mobile. So we are looking for that mobility in the candidates. We are also looking that the candidate should be flexible. This is not like that the candidate will say that I have done finance uh, as my major, so I will
Mhm.
only work in finance sector, and I'll only work in financial projects or
Right.
any work that is related to finance. So the candidate cannot be so rigid. As a student of management,
Mhm.
you should be flexible. So any work, any function that is coming to you, you should be open to accept that. So we are looking for
True.
that flexibility. You should be able to accept different roles that is being offered to you. And then of course the teamwork. If the candidate, we will ask the candidate, so give me an example. What was the last teamwork that you have done? The candidate can share his experience of, handling a project in a college, or maybe he was the head of the cultural fest team in a college, or he was a part of, maybe he was the class representative, so he has handled the team and he
Right.
has demonstrated some leadership skills by heading the class as a representative of the class, or as a heading the cultural fest committee, or heading some project, or being a team member in some project. So these are the real time experiences, hands on experiences that the candidates have, and we are looking for those experiences. We'll ask the candidate that share some situation, or tell us some tasks that you have handled, and then we will try to gauge his or her understanding of that. Or maybe we talk about the life skills. Life skills are like resilience. Life skill is like interpersonal skills. So these are the life skills, and life skills are developed only in this challenging time. So we'll ask the candidate that 50-60 days you're sitting at home, you're studying at home. So how many new skills have you picked up? How many online courses have you done? Or how have you helped your community, in this challenging time? What is your
Right.
contribution to your community? And
Mhm.
then what is your contribution in developing yourself? There are so many. Coursera is offering free courses to all the colleges. Some national um, NPTEL by 7 IITs. They are
Right.
also
Right.
offering free courses
True.
to many students and professionals. So suddenly, and there are also many other online platforms wherein they are offering it either at free of cost or at a very cheaper rate. So how many
Mhm.
new courses have you done? How many self-help books have you read? Or how have you ensured new skills and knowledge for yourself in this challenging time? And plus, how have you helped your community? Have you done some social work? So can you give us some examples? So how have you utilized this time, and how have you reinvented yourself and prepared yourself, so that once we are out of this situation, we have to, as a student, as a young mind of India, we, the students and we all, have to build the economy, rebuild the economy of India. So how have you developed yourself so that you can truly um, truly exercise, or truly do something for the country, for this for the world? And
Right.
right. Okay, so I think I have answered your question. Over to
Yeah,
you.
actually, you have answered. I have prepared another question for you. That what would be your suggestion for the students for utilize productively during this period? So I don't have to ask the question because you have already answered these things. That is a very, the nice explanation. It's definitely going to be beneficial for the students, that how they should, prepare themselves or develop themselves during this lockdown period, so that they can explain the same thing during the interview. so that their chances of getting selected would be much higher. Their CV would be improved definitely. I mean, I'm just coming back to totally a different question actually. That in today's situation, every day we are seeing some news of downsizing, that is reducing the number of employees, salary reduction, salary cut. But however, one Indian company day before yesterday has announced salary hike during this situation to boost the morale of the employee. So what's your take on that? Actually, there are some news of the salary cut, downsizing, and there are some news of salary hike.
See, to be very frank and honest with you, this is not the time to exercise salary cuts or something, because uh, there are budgets in the company. There is a good cost, there is a bad cost, and employees are the human resources, or the employees are the backbone of the company. So yeah, so there are good costs and there are bad costs in the budget of the company. And in this challenging time, when all the employees are so scared, so in this time I am sure if the company is with the employees and ensuring that in terms of pay there is uh, no pay cut, the this is a challenging time for both employees and companies. And companies are ensuring that they are with the employees. Then when the company will need the employees, employees will also be with the company. So there are many good companies in this uh, companies, and my company also one of them, who have not cut the salary of the employees, and they have paid it full. And there are many companies who have taken the extra step by introducing the increments or pay rise to the employees, and that's a big motivator. That shows that they're really a people oriented organization, and that lays the stone of uh, something really big. Because truly, if people are motivated, people will bring more customers to you. So if people are motivated, then of course you can do wonders. So this is the time when you should invest on your people. You should the people should be communicated, and uh, the, the the development of the people should be the major concern. The safety wellness of the people should be the major concern. And of course, definitely the company need to ensure that they are able to pay all the employees. Salary rise is good. If not salary rise, at least the normal payment should happen. And of course, no reduction in the employee numbers. um, so that is a sign of a good company, a healthy company. Because this is not what 2 3 months 4 months what you're going to do. This is a long term thing, right? The COVID-19 is temporary. Today it's here, maybe it will remain for another 2 3 4 5 6 months, that I don't know, but it will go one day. But the company will remain, the sales, marketing, production will remain. So that makes the culture of the company, that is a people friendly company, and that builds the employer brand of the company. So of course, uh, the companies who are taking care of the employees in this challenging time is sure that the employees will take care of the company in its challenging time.
Right.
Over to you.
Deepika, can you just hold this mic? I mean, it will be, I think the sound would be better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
sure. Yeah.
Sound will be better. Actually. So actually, I have, you have covered a lot of things. So I'm just, skipping some of the questions which I have prepared. So one of the question is that according to for the freshers specifically, after the post pandemic or the post lockdown, in which industries they can look for jobs? I mean, which are the industries maybe hiring a fresher in the post lockdown situation? I mean, which industry they should eye for? I mean, freshers. Actually.
Okay, so now the students, or you, all the faculties of the of the this institutes, I am sure, need to understand one thing. There are goods and there are services. So there are companies which are selling products and goods. There are companies which are selling services. And then in the goods and services, there are further division. Some are essential goods, some are essential services, and some are good to have, or kind of uh, something that enhances your lifestyle or something like that. So not so essential services and not so essential goods. So during the COVID-19 lockdown also, the essential services were on.
True.
uh, the production happened, the supply chain happened, and the sales happened, even that challenging situation. So one thing is for sure, that the industries where the pharma industries, the other essential goods and services industries, they are least impacted by this. And in fact, some of the companies are really good and stable in that category.
Right.
Manufacturing organizations like us, who are producing some essential products, like we are producing cement and selling cement, so of course the demand for these essential goods and services are going to be there. So of
Right.
course there will be temporary, maybe 2 3 months 4 months, again I'm telling, maybe temporary some slowdown or some little slowdown maybe, but that is not a very big problem for these companies. But of course,
Right.
there are companies like, if you're selling a very lavish car, or if you're selling some very high end perfumes, or very um, something that is not very essential for your existence, but that is a kind of a lifestyle product, those type of industries, maybe the shopping malls or the lifestyle stores, the departmental stores, those type of industries, the entertainment industry, maybe you cannot gather in a cinema hall
True.
maybe for
True.
long, or you cannot go to a shopping mall maybe, like we used to go before, till the time some solution comes out. So those type of industries are of course, uh, till the time some solution is there, maybe for a few months from today, will be suffering. And of course, as I told you, that this COVID-19 is very temporary, and the production, sales, and the other industries are permanent, right? So maybe for few months or a year it will suffer, but dheere dheere everything will be normal.
Right.
So
True.
that is how they should, if they are looking for some immediate placements and they want to do service and not something on their own as an entrepreneur, then they should look for the essential goods and services sector, of course.
True. Right. So there are opportunities still now. There are a lot of companies which are hiring. So at this moment, I think the people, as you have mentioned in the first question, that whatever the jobs comes, they should accept, irrespective of the fact that what is their specialization is. They should start working. Definitely in future they can move into their desired subject areas or the specialization areas. But at the beginning they have to start working and start proving themselves in the industry. So definitely the other opportunities will definitely will be coming for them. So that's it. So thank you so much for the explanation. My last question to you, that what are the three or maximum four qualities, rather for first four qualities you are looking for in a fresher during campus or the off campus hiring? That is, these are the qualities, that means they are a right fit for my organization or any organization.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so now you understand one thing. All the students who are doing the management studies in your college now, or in any
Right.
other college for that matter, all the students, what are they going to? They are going to be evaluated first by, maybe on their aptitude skill or aptitude, maybe on their technical knowledge, technical know-how, and then there will be a HR round of interview to understand the overall knowledge, skill, attitude, experience of the candidate. So now, um, first and foremost, the most important is they should have the subject knowledge very clear clarity on the subject knowledge. There are many instances, and we have rejected thousands and thousands of candidates because they could not answer the basic questions which were asked to them from their own subject, which they have recently studied and got some marks. They could not answer the basic questions. So the subject knowledge should be clear. And then we would also test the motivation level of the candidate. So how we will understand that? If the candidate is knowing about the company, which company they are applying for, the background of the company, what are the products of the company, how the products and services are uh, being sold in the market. So if the candidate has a good know-how about the company, and we will ask them one or two questions, we'll understand that if the candidate is really interested in the company, or what's the motivation of the candidate to join this company. So they need to really prepare well. Then at the time of interview, if they should appear on time. So time management skill, their overall
Right.
appearance. We are not looking for a candidate who is wearing a designer cloth or having a nice hairstyle, of course not. But a normal, presentable, neat and clean, well groomed candidate, of course, will be preferred. And then resume. The resume should be relevant. It's not like that I'll write each and everything that I've done in my life in the resume. It should be relevant. And all the skills and all the things that I'm writing on the resume, on my tip of the finger, I should have the knowledge to explain that. Whenever the interviewer is asking any question, then the candidate should be able to explain whatever he has written, and that should be relevant, whatever he is writing on the resume. Yeah, over to you.
Right, right. Thank you so much. The clarifying the most important, the characteristics you are looking for, the skill sets you are looking for during the selection of the candidate. Thank you so much for explaining all the things. I mean, it is definitely going to be beneficial for a. We are in the last part of the questions that the. I mean, that is your explanation related to that is how the persons who's developed themselves during that especially for the first year of their services. So you have explained it rightly, that is that innovativeness is one of the important thing, that how you are innovatively suggesting newer ideas for the development of the business processes, that plays a very important role. um, right, so anything else you want to add?
Yeah, as I told you, Amitabha, like
Mhm.
when the student, as a student, right, as a student, they have a professor, they have their classmates, and when they're
Mhm.
entering the workforce, they don't have a professor, they now have a supervisor and a manager. And they don't have
Right.
classmates, they have their team members and colleagues. So maybe we cannot draw parallels like that, but this is almost similar to that. My As I used to behave with my classmates, I used to cooperate, and I used to build team with them. Now in office situation, workplace, I'm building a team with my co-workers, peers and colleagues, and I'm collaborating with them to achieve the common objective of the workplace. And as my teachers used to guide me, used to coach me, mentor me, now my managers and supervisors are guiding me, coaching me, and mentoring me, right? So
True,
when I am
true.
at the workplace, right, as a fresher, of course, the company do not want me to be productive from day one. The company knows that I'm a fresher, I don't have much prior experience. So the company also invests on me as a fresher. The fresher is developed. The fresher needs to know the culture of the company. The complete orientation induction takes place maybe for first 6 months, the or 3 to 6 months. The complete orientation about the company's culture, the vision, mission, values, how the company is operating, what are the products, what are the services, how the company is selling its products and services in the market, what are the channels, and what are the policies, HR policies, and what are the code of conduct, how is the business scenario, who are the top leaders, who are the middle management. So
Right.
everything, all round 360-degree orientation that the candidate gets in first 6 months of his time So the candidate, the fresher, the newly hired fresh candidate gets exposure in um, different departments, functions of the company. So of course, after 6 months, when the assessment takes place, at that time
Right.
he or she will be assessed on his learning ability. How quickly has he or she learned, or how many innovative solutions can he give as a suggestion? Because as I told you, the creativity and the innovative mind is the requirement of today. After this COVID-19, this is clear, the companies have to come out with new strategies at workplace,
Right.
new type of business continuity plans. So anything new is requires your creative skills, your innovative skills. And NASA researched on this, and they have shared that this creativity or creative ability, imaginative thinking is highest in a child. And with all our social conditioning and our formal knowledge, as we grow up, that creativity comes down. Our originality, creativity comes down in us, and we accumulate everything that is around us. So that original creativity is required in the fresher. In a
True.
fresher, that creative solution or innovative idea is required from the fresher. And of course, they need to be very quickly learning, adaptive to the company culture, and most importantly, they need to show teamwork. They need to be in a team, they need to show teamwork. That is most important trait, or most important skill or competency. There is difference between trait, skill, competency. So that is required from the fresher, as you were asking.
Right.
Over to you,
Right.
Amitabh.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Delina, because you have actually discussed how to get selected in a company. I mean, what are the skill sets a fresher should have to get selected in a company, and you have also explained that how they should showcase their talent in order to increase their visibility in the organizations, increase their productivity in the organization, to increase their performance ranking within the organization. So that is the overall package for the freshers, I guess. So that is a so nice explanation. It is the first time you have got both the side, because how to get a job and how to perform well in the job. So that's so wonderful explanation. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for your time and be a part of our show, that is Fireside Chat show of the MBA department of Swami Vivekananda Group of Institutes. So thank you so much for attending, and I hope that after the lockdown is over, if you get some time, it will be great if you can visit our campus once and meet the student directly. So that will be wonderful for all of us actually.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Amitava. I also like to share my knowledge, and this is also a kind of a service that I do to the community. Whatever knowledge, experience, expertise that I have gathered in my last 12, 13 years of industry experience after MBA, I really like to share with the young, fresh minds so that they get benefited out of it. So thank you, Amitava, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my knowledge. Thank you.
Right. Right. It was our pleasure, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Same here. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.